Hello everybody, Backspace here in Amigos Team versus Team event round Mount Panorama. Amigos are up against ARC tonight in a 7:37, and tonight I have SUPERSQUID next to me co-commentating.
Yeah, nice to see you guys. Hope we're all hoping for an amazing race tonight. How are you doing, Backspace?
Not too bad, not too bad. How are you doing yourself?
I'm doing okay, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to some tremendous racing between these two teams.
Yes, yeah, I think it's going to be a good race tonight. I believe it's going to be a tough battle. The ARC lads are very good drivers. So we have got quite a strong team out there ourselves as they start qualifying. Got Simo, Langster, Chubbs. Who else we got there? Pigstig, Seth, Jonesy, Happy. So yeah, I reckon it should be a very good race tonight.
Let's see what we've got then. We've got a lot of Corvettes, so I see we're looking for possibly more of a fuel-saving race tonight. If anyone at home's watching, not too sure, that Corvette can shift about halfway up the bar, saving a lot of fuel while maintaining peak power. And I think over at Bathurst, where you're not getting many opportunities at the top of the mountain, you're going to get a lot of passing down in the straights, and that Corvette is a rocket.
Yes, yeah, it seems to be a lot of car choices today, as we see a couple. What did happen there? Let's race display all on. Let's see if we can get some of this up. Looks like, have we got a bit of bug going on here? I'm not too sure, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, that's not how the races are meant to start.
Yeah, look, it looks like we've got some pit bug.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, I was going to say it looks more like a daily race than a league race.
Yes, yeah, so, this is not what I come to expect.
Can have a bit. Maybe we can have another go at this one, perhaps.
Yes. So
people leaving the room. Jonesy's warming up his tyres.
So there is damage tonight as well. So you can imagine coming up and down that hill is going to be hard work.
Oh, just as long as nothing's more damaged than this lobby at the moment.
No, don't. It's after all the issues we had yesterday, and we went to scrap a lot of the league racing yesterday due to a lot of the bugs and the lagging. So I'm hoping we have a better crack at it tonight.
Of course, few issues I think Langster's put there. That's an understatement. Dan in the chat. Hello, Dan. Hope you're having a nice evening. Enjoying yourself.
So just to go back, then it's a 60-minute race. Softs to hards are available. The tyre wear is ×5. The fuel's ×2. So I think obviously with a lot of the same cars being out at the moment, as you touched on earlier, I think the strategy and the fuel saving and the likes is going to be a big part in who comes out on top tonight.
Well, as I said before, I think with that Corvette being able to save and short shift and still get optimal power, and from the looks of it, when I started the race earlier, I think the whole ARC lineup are in the Corvette, so they're clearly all going for a similar strategy. I think maybe they'll be trying to defend, rear gun for each other.
See, the one to look out for there is Langster. He's also in the Corvette, and he's renowned for saving tyres and saving fuel.
Yeah, well, I think if we had possibly a digital blasphemy as well on the team, having seen his race on Friday in those Group 4s, maybe they've been taking some tips from him prior to entering the race tonight.
Well, Langster's the one who's taught us that. It's come from him. So
okay, well,
he is the master. He sat down with both myself and Digital Blasphemy on separate occasions and explained sort of how to go around it. So from an ART perspective, I would say then he is the one to look out for on that front.
Fair enough, but I don't think we can count out Seth F1 though. Having raced with him once or twice, I know he's got pace in bucket loads, as is Jonesy as well. I had a very close race with Jonesy last week.
Jonesy and Seth are both top drivers. They're both top drivers, but the team out there is very strong. I mean, Simo loves his track. He can break the 2-minute marker. He can do like the 1:59 round here. So do keep an eye on him as well. I mean, I think what can catch people out round here is with the damage on, it's only going to take a slight tap off the wall or a little bit of losing your concentration, and your race can be over.
Of course, I mean, going up the hill at Mount Panorama is one of the trickiest parts, I think, of any track on Gran Turismo. We obviously will count things like the Nordschleife as the big challenge, but the fact that hill section, one slip, one barrier tap, and you're either going to be eating for breakfast or you're going to be sliding down it backwards. It's possibly just a case of the most consistent driver coming out on top today.
Yes, it is. I'm just trying to be back in it now, see what's going on. So we're with Law here, so let's have a look. what we got in terms of driver-wise. Unfortunately, every time I come out, I have to reset the keyboard. Just seems to be a little bit of a glitch we have. But I'm hoping. No.
See if I get the start back, having seen the stream earlier. We got someone in the chat there going to Simo for the win. Dan thinks Simo's standing a top chance at this race as well. So let's put your bets on now, I think, boys.
Yeah, Simo's definitely worth looking out around here, I would say, most definitely.
Who's their commentator?
I'm not sure, to be fair. So it's Jonesy now.
We'll see if we can have a look. I'll see if I can find their YouTube channel while we're watching
we
Jonesy going through turn one.
What I'm about to do here, just to, if we look down the list, there you go, that Kev Meister.
Kev Meister from the Netherlands.
Yes, I would. Looks like he would be their commentator.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just try.
Yeah, he's probably tagging in with someone as well, I'd assume.
Yes, Simo there. I think he's in the Supra today. I've actually got the list of cars who are in what. Funny enough, as we start the race again.
Yeah, I've just paused the live stream as well from earlier. They're all in Corvettes.
So,
we've got Simo in the Supra. Oh, go on in. Yeah.
So yes, Simo Supra, Vantage for Seth, which is a good car around here.
Yeah, monster down the straight there as well.
6 in the AMG, which again, I think down the straight will be very strong. Chubbs is in the Corvette, Lanks is in the Corvette, Jones is in the Vantage, and Happy is in the Supra.
Okay, all right. I mean, those AMGs, I'm not too sure if they're going to be particularly handy down the straights in terms of keeping up with the Corvette and the Vantage. But I think they are maybe they can feel a little bit better in the corners. They feel a bit more light on their feet. So I think going over the top of the mountain and coming back down is where they will shine compared to the rest of the field. But that'll also maybe come into terms of their time management respectively. There's no point having a lighter car better around the corners if you've got no tyres to grip the track with.
What I find with Stig though, Stig's he's all out when he drives. There's no middle ground. he won't be thinking about saving his tyres. He won't be thinking about saving that fuel. And Seth's very similar. They will be foot to the floor, and every lap will be everything they got.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, I've bought 2 inches of rubber in each corner. I'm going to go till it burns off.
Yeah. Where I think Jonesy didn't do it so much, but I think since the likes of Lanks has come in and a few others come in, he was always a very good driver, but he's adapted his driving again, and he's improved even more again. So I think we're going to see maybe some of that out of Jonesy, where go back a couple months, that's not something he would have considered, where I think now he does.
Okay, that sounds good then. I mean, I think as long as we know we've got some consistency on the team now, as we're watching Lancaster go down the hill there, I think we've got some more consistency on the team. We know people are going to be able to better save their tyres, manage the fuel, because with an endurance race, as we all know, it's not about going all out necessarily. It's about consistency, about prolonging that pace.
Yes.
So hopefully they can take some of that on board rather than balls to the wall and find themselves running out of tyres and fuel.
Oh, most definitely, because it's not about getting that one lap pace, is it? It's about how quick is your stint.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think a lot of these now are slowly learning that it's not about the one lap pace. It's not about always fighting for every single corner. Sometimes it is just a case of, sometimes let someone by and feel safe behind them.
Yeah, let someone by, have your own race, and possibly catch them in the pits. But I think, while on the subject of one lap pace, looks like they are about to start the qualifying session.
Yes. So I'm not sure who I'd call for pole here. I don't really know the ARC group. I know that Inman's very quick, but as far as I'm aware, I think a lot of them are quick.
Yeah, I've not seen anything from ARC myself, so I wouldn't be able to guess who their top runner's going to be. But if you're voting for Simo doing a one, maybe a 159, 158, then I guess he'd be my bet for at least for the ART poll.
Yes, yeah, I think for me, Simo for me will most be the leader within the ART group, maybe Lancaster, but yeah, I think if I put my money on it, I think Simo.
Okay, well, as we say, we saw Dan and C. Smerwin, I believe that is, in the
Simon.
chat.
Yeah, Beardy.
It's Beardy, okay then. So Beardy and Dan thinking that Simo will be possibly on pole with not challenging for the win, so That's 2 people in his corner, 2 more, I should say.
Yes. Yeah. I think a lot of people will obviously be with the race within the team and know Simo around here. He set some very fast times when it was in the dailies last time around.
I think I might have seen some of his times posted in the chat, and I thought, God Almighty, I've got no chance if I see him in the lobby.
Right. Now we have a few issues. The name
Happy
of the
first to Gran Turismo.
So, if I let you, for some reason, when I started the stream today, it's not linked up against my against the one I registered. Yeah, against the schedule one. So what I'll do, I'll let you take lead on this.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to sort out this.
That's all right. I'll try and be as entertaining as I can while you're doing the technical side of things. So it's probably just while you're on board with Simo there. So we've seen Simo just slowing down under the Armwall Bridge before heading into the last turn. Hopefully he's not out of control just yet. Maybe he's allowing Langster to go through. Going to try and pick up some slipstream on his way up the hill. It's probably a good time for me as well to pull up my Mount Panorama track map so I can at least sound vaguely intellectual as we go on a lap guide. So crossing the time, I at least know the first corner is Hell Corner, but if you're rubbish at the track like me, you call them all Hell Corner, Misery Bend, or maybe the poor driving turn at the end of the lane here. But these are where the biggest overtaking opportunities will be. Down this straight, down the very long back straight, and of course, if you can get a spot on the main straight as well. Because once you get past this corner here, turn 2, you haven't really got a chance if someone bottles it on the mountain.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of this here where it's, oh shit, there's a wall.
Yes, that's the technical term.
Yeah, there's a fair few of that. But I think what's interesting here is seeing how these two are doing in this particular situation. You know, we've got some good drivers here, and let's just see how they cope behind one another. See how Simo's dealing with the car in front of him, trying to keep the pace up.
Of course, it is hard, especially through the dipper there,
Oh,
as
yeah.
you can probably tell on the map now, trying to keep behind another car. And these Group 3s do have, even just a tiny bit of dirty air, which isn't going to help trying to maintain that slipstream range, because you do want to be close down at the Forest Elbow to make that move down the Conrod Straight. Because if you can keep that 7/10, 8/10 distance, you have that opportunity to slingshot past into the chase and then keep it pinned for the rest of the lap.
Yeah. I mean, this is your prime opportunity to overtake now, and this is where you want that straight line speed, don't you?
Exactly, yeah. So the Supra is pretty good in the straight line as well as he goes past the Corvette. The issue is, are you willing to go side by side through that little kink before you hit the chase turn 21? Because side by side is risky business down there if you're hoping they're going to maybe give you the position.
And the thing about it, even if the person next to you's got the best intentions, it only takes hitting that inside curb slightly too hard.
Of course. I've been hit so many times off that curb.
Yeah, and if you're the outside there and they hit that inside curb, you literally can get sent flying.
Of course, yeah, you're going straight into the grass. I think someone else just went into the grass there at Hell Corner. They've been sent into the underworld. But I've been bobbed off that corner right at the end of the Conrod Straight so many times I've lost count. But so personally, I don't go through there side by side. If you want to go past, that's fine. Because chances are I'll have you back on the mountain straight anyway, and you're not going past me up the hill. So that's what I would do. But some drivers have definitely got a bigger cojones than I do.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just, like you're saying, you just need to weigh up your options sometimes and go, do you know what? I'll sit here behind here, I'll take the next 2 lefts, we'll go past the start to finish straight, and I'll take you up the hill again.
Exactly, yeah. Just because this track really is all about the slipstream opportunities. Because you've got a whole sector of the track where you're only going to overtake if they hit the gravel trap. And as long as you keep it solid up the mountain, you can only just sit behind and hope that they make a mistake.
Yeah, because like saying, if you don't get your overtaking there, yes, you might have to take them before you come into this section here, before you go underneath the banner and down the hill. But for me, really, I think you're behind them now, until you hit this section here.
Exactly, and I think that's probably why the almost I say the entire field today has picked the power car, because there's no point having a car that's all nifty in the corners. Because really, if you start at the main straight, you've got Hell Corner, you've then got Griffin, so you've got turn 1 and 2, and you're not really going anywhere until you get back down to the Chase and Murray. So you've got really 4 corners to deal with. You know, it's almost an oval at that point.
Yes. Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. I mean, I was actually watching. I don't know if you've all maybe watched Jardia, who does still the ACC, and he's actually talking about
Yep,
setups.
very entertaining.
Yeah, for Mount Panorama, and he actually stressed how it has to be a high-powered car, you know, straight line speed, because this is where your prime opportunity is going to come to overtake. So,
Of course, so on a set of course, you're probably thinking about cars like the Bentley. The Merc is a bit stronger in a set of Corsa as well. You're not really going for things like the Ferrari because it doesn't need that agility.
no.
So I guess that's why here we've all picked the Corvette. The Supra, again, with Simo, is a very strong contender as well.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what some of these other drivers can do, but we're not really going to know until they get out there for real and are really giving it their all.
Exactly, yeah. I've just seen in the chat as well there, Dan says he's found their stream, so hopefully we have someone on the pit wall if they can hear anything interesting about strategy options. Feed that back.
Yeah, let us know what's going on. We can have a bit of an all-round input then.
That would be fantastic, yeah.
So I'm just going to, now I've sorted out the stream, I'm just going to share it to our Discord.
Good plan. Let's get those viewers in.
Yes.
I think at the moment, we still on. I can't tell at the moment on the YouTube page. We got one watcher, so that's probably just me. I think having a look at the chat and the cars from before.
Dan might be there. I think I'm showing 3 at the moment. So
okay.
Yeah, there'll be a couple on, which hopefully we'll pick up as time goes on. But let's set this shared in Discord. So we're trying to hit that 200 mark now with the likes. We're on 143, so we're getting there. We're getting there.
Well, that's good. You know, every channel's got to grow from somewhere, and I think, you know, having joined ART fairly late compared to the rest of the people driving today, and in the you know, behind the scenes as well, it's a fantastic community to get involved in. So if you are watching and you want to get involved in any tier of racing, from, you know, Mazda Touring Roads to Championships, all the way up into, you know, Group 2, Group 1 events, feel free to check out the website amigosracingteam.co.uk. The Discord link is probably in the description as well. I think we've got a Facebook page.
Obviously is Amigos Racing Team. Instagram, Discord is also the main form of communication. So yeah, by all means, we try to accommodate every level of driver, be it if you just joined the game and you're not too sure, to, you know, you're sort of an elite level driver and you want some competition. We do have a full scope of drivers here.
Yeah, I do feel like there is something for everyone and anyone. You know, as long as you're happy to keep it on the black stuff, you know, you're not playing Wreckfest, I think you're probably going to fit in fairly well.
And do you know what? That is the main bit right there. If you're willing to drive clean, and we don't mind if you're new, and we don't mind if you're not too sure. We'll help you. There's a lot of people who are willing to help you, but we do expect clean drivers.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a newer recruit, should I say, it's a very welcoming community, and it's only going to grow with drivers of mixed ability. We're not elitist. We just want everyone to race the best they can.
Exactly. We can't put it better than that. Where you literally welcome no matter your level, but please keep it clean.
Yeah.
Or try to.
Yeah, good. Well, speaking of trying to, I think Dan's maybe had some Wi-Fi issues down in the pit lane, but he's watching us on data, so just as well we're all stuck indoors, I suppose. But he might have to use that for work. But thank you, Dan. Your sacrifice will hopefully not be in vain.
Committed to the cause, eh? Committed
Absolutely.
to the cause.
Maybe it's about time ART got their own mobile operator sponsorship.
Hey, let's get in contact with Vodafone or any other supplier that is out there.
Other providers are available.
Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. These two here, look at them.
Oh, I mean, those colours look lovely. If you're not going to get involved for that, I don't know what else you're going to do.
I love it. I actually really love the colour scheme. It's actually got updated from like a yellow and blue.
To yellow and blue?
No, it was yellow and blue. And then Elite actually went away and sort of tinkered with it and added the grey to it, and down the yellow.
Oh, I see.
And I really like this new livery, which we
The
have now.
two-tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I think I have to maybe put a message in Discord, see if I can get something done for myself.
It's nice livery, that. Nice
Very,
livery.
very nice.
So I'm still on with all this technical business. I'm now sharing it to the the Facebook page.
Danny's back on the Wi-Fi.
Hey, go on, Dan.
Sorry, Dan. It's not like you can tell we're struggling to think of things to talk about right now.
Well, they should have been off on the way by now, so I don't know what the delay is.
I know, it's a shame.
They're going back. So as you can see there, we're talking about all the sponsorships there, all the with greedy graphics and Josh Wills in motion now. Obviously, Josh will go and do our little mini demo videos we have.
They do look really, really nice. Thank you so much for those. And like even the little graphics and overlays that are coming on during the pre-race with the point scores and everything, they do look top notch. So keep them coming in from the sponsors. We really appreciate your hard work and making it possible.
Yeah, and also Greedy Dog with the car liveries and all the little the thumbnails and everything else that goes with it. Yeah, I think it does help and does go a long, long way.
Of course, also it's not just about getting our name out there. It's about other content creators, sim racers, graphic designers, online editing. If they, I'm sure. Would I be right in saying that we're still open to other artists and visual effects creators and so on want to get their names out there on our platform? Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, if people want to come along and help and they want to maybe sponsor what we do, then by all means, come on, give us a shout. We're open to talking to people. I think that's part of what we're all about, aren't we? In the day, we all. I think, especially in the sim racing world now, there's a lot of visibility behind it. So, if someone's got something they feel they can offer it, then, like you said, we have Greedy Dogs now who does the deliveries on the cars, and we have a way of getting your name out there.
Yeah, so big shout out then to Greedy Dogs for these wonderful looking cars. I think even if the race is based on aesthetics alone, ARC still on the grid. We've won already.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Let's give points to the best car livery.
Absolutely, and we've won. Close the stream. Nice to see you all this evening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
There we are. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. As far as I'm aware, I thought the race will start at 8. So unless we're waiting on someone to join, it's not too sure.
So you got Josh Wilson in the chat saying good luck to all the ART stream. Same from Yubnub. Dan says he shared our stream in their chat with their permission. So I guess it's only fair if we're peeking on them, they can peek on us.
Yes. So that's Techno Guy saying hello. So hello, thank you for watching.
So thank you very much, Techno Guy. We'll do our best.
So there we go. I'm not sure what's he did us. I think there's quite a few in this little. You can see here. I think a lot of them are just parked up now.
Maybe time for a couple of practice starts might be a good idea. If you want to jump back in the pits, get some fresh tyres, practice that grid launch.
Well, like I say, it's times 5, so they're not going to get a great deal, are they? I don't think in terms of length, in terms of how many laps they can get out of a pair of softs.
I don't think so. Which tyres have we got available to my backspace?
Soft to hards.
Soft to hards, and no supers tonight?
No.
Okay, well, I mean, with these cars still weighing in around, 1,300 kilos, 1,400, maybe 1,450 for some of the bigger ones like the Vet and the Aston Martin, you're probably looking on the softs, maybe, I'd say. Well, that's to say, though, it's only really one technical section, so you're not wearing them off down the straight. You might get maybe 6 to 8 laps out of them, I'd say.
I think with these, though, especially I think the AMG might suffer, especially with the heavy braking zones.
Yeah, possibly, that is true.
And
then assuming that the Corvette and the Aston can actually keep it gripped when they power out of the corner.
Yes. And I also think as well, because the damage is on, here we go, it looks, I don't know if they're all parked up or if they've got issues. I think it's just all parked up. Yeah. And I think with this as well, with the damage on, you're not going to want to risk having warm tyres tonight, are you? It's like I say, coming in section now, as we watch Chubbs now. if you hit the wall here because your tyres are worn and you're trying to drag them out a little bit more, it could ruin your
Yeah.
race. So
Absolutely. The last thing you want to do is be skidding down the hill into a barrier, crumple the front, and you've got 30 seconds of, slower straight line speed when you
Yeah.
go back down the
or
Conway
getting into
Straight.
pit. Yeah, how many positions you're going to lose down the hill? It's.
Exactly.
I just don't think there'll be too many sort of risking it tonight in that sense.
No, let's hope not. Well, I mean, talking of accidents, as you say, just scrolling around the internet, the dark corners of the internet, to find some info about Mount Panorama, where all the parked at Hell Corner. Everyone believes Hell Corner is because of accidents at the turn, but actually, it's named after a tree stump that used to be sat right on the apex. And if a motorcycle rider hit the stump, they would basically be condemned to an eternity of dying for being stupid. That's why it's called Hell Corner.
Well, that's a bit of interesting knowledge to know, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I've only found that out myself just to try and make the wait before the race a little bit more insightful.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of waffle.
Exactly. Well, as an educator, I'm always one for everybody having some time to learn something new, and I've learned something new today.
So
So
obviously,
let's hope no one else gets sent to hell today.
yes,
Of course.
yes, So obviously, just to explain to everyone, the way this is working tonight is that we screen share between the two of us, so we only get a maximum of 60 minutes. So at some point during the race, you will find that we just have to come away from the race just to screen sharing again. It only takes a minute, but just make sure everyone's aware that it will happen.
Of course, I mean, if anything, if they're not going to start with the next couple of minutes, it's probably best maybe have a jump now and have it all clean for the start of the race.
Yes, it actually might be a good shout, that.
Because for the luck we've had so far, they're going to start the race and it's going to cut out.
Yes, so everyone just bear with me. Watch this, we're going to do this now. It won't screen share again.
Yeah, no, in our luck. Yeah, no screen share.
You cancelled it.
Servers crash.
So you clearly did not want it to work.
Right.
So I would actually put a little livery over this because I'm actually watching it through OBS. If I do that, I won't be able to see everything myself.
You can put like a, please stand by kind of thing on top.
Yeah, which I could do, but it means I have to switch on my monitor over to actually get to my PlayStation.
Yeah, not practical.
No, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. So I've got a few more here. Ace and Dan, hello. Evening, guys. Hope you're okay. Thank you for jumping along and watching.
Hello, boys. I guess we're now just playing the waiting game. Just as they will all be going along the top of the mountain. We're waiting just to be off the grid start, I think.
Yes.
So, have you got any background info on the ARC team at all, Backspace? Anything you know about where they've come from?
No, to be fair, it's I'm not actually too switched on with this particular team. Unfortunately, I sort of got given the information quite late, so I wasn't aware of who was driving underneath the ARC banner to about 5 minutes before I come on. Unfortunately, I would have had a bit more info behind who they are. The only one I was aware about was Inman.
I see.
But as far as I'm aware, a lot of these are A+ drivers, so you can expect them to all be top level drivers who are going to give some stiff competition tonight.
That sounds fair enough. Well, I think I have a look on a quick stalk around the interwebs. They are the Adrenaline Racing Community. They've got a Twitter page. Have we got a Twitter page?
Yes, we do. It's under Amigos Racing Team. Unfortunately, it's still quite new, so you're not going to get too much on it just yet.
They've got merch. That's our next move.
Does anyone want to supply us with merch? If so,
if anybody knows someone who'd like an ART hoodie, mug, sweatshirt, mouse mat, hook us up with a provider. We'll get it out there for you.
Yes. So I'm just trying to find out why it's not started. So I'm just in contact. There you go. Looks like who's that?
It's starting about 2 minutes, I think. Then
let's have a look. It's just come out of that. Starting up for right. Okay, so we're starting in a minute. So unless they was waiting for someone to sort something out, maybe they had a bit of technical issues, connection issues, lagging issues, he's maybe just gone away and cleared all the cache in the PlayStation, maybe reloaded it and just restarted, see how it's gone.
Yeah, it's always good to try and get those little glitches out before we start the race.
Yes, most definitely. So I imagine this is going to be kicking off any time now. There we go, you can see the damage there, so...
Right, I will be right back, give me one moment.
Sure. So just flicking through here, a lot of these, I suppose, a mixture of medium and softs, but there's quite a few on the medium tyres tonight. It'll be interesting to see what the strategies are as they play out. It's near enough of the Corvette race. Let's see if we got any boys out there. Coffee. Rascal. Let's have a look. Anyone actually? Seth's just chilling out. It's never good, is it, when you accidentally get rid of all the live information? Right, again. 2 minutes to start, was it, Dan? Unfortunately, I've got an overlay there, so I can't read that. So if you're new to the channel, if you're not subscribed yet, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, it's always appreciated. We are trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of March. 57 seconds. Looks like we're about to get some action.
I've heard that if we get 200 subscribers, Backspace will do a gamepad reveal.
Get him over. I mean, we could always do this. Hello everyone.
Did I see in the chat there they're doing a rolling start?
Yes, so tonight is a rolling start.
Oh, it's not going to be fun if you're starting further towards the back, is it?
No,
You've got to get around. Got to get around. Is it Murray's the last corner? I think before we get onto the straight.
Yeah, because I think if you're, is it something from about 10th onwards, you get caught round by the back corner, don't you?
Yeah, because they spread these cars out way too much. I think for the rolling starts, you know, it's disastrous here. Spa. I think. Oh, where is it? I think the Red Bull Ring could be a bit of a problem as well.
Yes, yeah. I think sometimes when watching the likes of Tijani, he actually advises, I mean, I think he does it as well, where he'll start with traction control 1 on. Just where your tyres are a bit cold and just to make sure you don't spin out, just to get round it basically so you can get going.
Of course, because the last thing you want is to be, trying to start a race as quick as you can from the back, knowing you've got gains to make, and then spin out, and all of a sudden, you've got, Mad World playing as everything drifts into black.
So, as far as I know, it's a rolling start, so I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know if they're going from the grid or if they're going to do a lap round.
Let's have a look. There's no revving, so...
No, it looks like they're going to do
a formation lap. Yeah, so we've got there, we can see Alex at the front, I think, just warming up his tyres.
I mean, just have a look, Dan. I had a quick glance earlier, mate. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Rascal's the first one on mediums in 5th. Darth's in 6th on mediums. Lanx's on softs. Simo's on mediums. Pig's on mediums. Jonesy on softs. To be fair, I think there's a bit of a fair share, mate, up and down the grid. I can see why the fronts would be on soft. I think.
Well, of course, yeah. You want to pull away from the front of the grid, but
yeah.
I wouldn't be on anything. No, I wouldn't be on soft from starting near the back because you're just going to run those tyres into the ground without anyone to get past.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a concern. Who was it? Seth there's on softs. So if he can't make some moves up this field early on, and Jonesy as well, they might find they might struggle as the race goes on.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I think it might even be worth, if Seth can do it in a reasonable place, if the ART boys can let him go on those soft tyres, because otherwise he's going to be shuffling with them for position, or they're going to be defending from him, and that's not going to do anyone any good if we want to beat the ARC guys.
Yeah, I mean, preferably if I'm Seth right now, let's go back down to 13th. You want the top of the hill, don't you? Then you want to take him into your first, like, major bend, don't you? After your first main straight.
Exactly. So if he does, he should get good on that hell corner on the soft tyres, and he should take Happy on the mountain, and then close in on Chubbs, I think. And if he can get past Chubbs, quicker the better, really.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that also stands with Jonesy, who's behind Stick. You know, the Amigos boys tonight, you've got to play smart tonight. Let's help each other out. If you give the people the toe, let's not fight. If someone's on softer tyres, let them by. This is all about the team performance tonight, not about the individual.
Of course, yeah. Just out of interest, though, is this the qualifying results, or did I miss the grid assembly? Because it seems to be weird at the back.
Yeah, I'm not. There wasn't any qualifying, and the only thing I can presume is that it was done by fastest time during free practice. No one's actually told me anything.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems like a fair start.
Yes. Yeah.
But we'll see if it makes any difference at the end of the day as they come round the chase in towards Murray's Corner to start this race.
Yes, yes, and we're nearly there now. Nearly there. Everyone's getting keeping the tyres warm now. Just let's make sure.
Oh, I think they've started already. They've definitely gone already.
Well, he's pulled the plug there, hasn't he? He's pulled the plug there before the final corner. So yeah, is it Alex now? Coffee.
Yes, it's Alex there, Coffee, Inman and Law. You go on.
So look, flick through down here. So there's Law, Rascal. I'm gonna go with Darth there. I don't even dare go anything beyond that.
We could call him Darth Nihilus, yeah, but maybe
yes,
Darth is better.
Yes.
Let's see though if Langston gets that move on him.
Yes, yeah. Let's just stick with him there in a minute. Let's just get here. Give him one of them.
He's in the job, but no, you don't want to do it around the outside.
No. Just couldn't make that happen. But let's just stick with him a minute, see if we can.
Yeah, I mean, on occasion you can make a move into the cutting, but it's only really if they've left the door wide open.
Yeah.
I don't think these boys are planning to do that anytime soon. Not at least not on that one.
No, and he's got Simo there right behind him as well. And I think Simo as well is. I think if I remember rightly, Simo's on the mediums, but like he's going back, he is quick around it. And although he's on the harder tyre, I think he's going to want to work his way through as quick as possible.
Yeah, well, you can see already he's opened up 1.5 seconds over Pig Stick, so maybe he's talking to Langster, just saying, "No, let me go. I'll drag you along anyway."
Yeah, I mean, it might even be a case of I'm going as quick as I can. I don't know. I'm gonna stick in your slipstream here. Don't worry about going defensive. I ain't gonna try anything. Just drag me along with you.
Yeah, of course. Just make sure that we keep it clean over the mountain, down the mountain, and make all the moves here on the Conrod straight.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Simo now is going to get the double slip down here if he gets out there quick enough. And I think being on the mediums, it might just be a case of saying, Joe, I ain't going to fight this. I just want to stick with you. Why I'm this close, I just don't want to lose you.
Of course, but we've got to see if Langster's making the move on Darth Nihilus there. Is he going to make that stick, and then how aggressive is he going to defend from Simo? Oh, he's kept it for the time being.
Yeah, I think Simo's just staying out of that one. You don't want to compromise your teammate, do you, when he's trying to make that overtake?
No, of course not. It's best to sit back, let him take that place, and if you're lucky enough, you might be able to follow him through around the next couple of corners, but not for the time being.
See, what's unfortunate here though, why are these lot of fighting? Obviously, Rascal's now 1.7 in front.
Of course, yeah, the rest of the ARC are just gone already.
Yeah, so why Darth there? I think he's the only one, I believe, who might have Rascals on mediums, but the rest are on softs. So the front three there are working together, as you can see.
Yeah. Well, I think the three, maybe even the fourth.
Four.
But obviously, I think the fourth them are on the soft tyres there, so it's best for them just to keep their pace, not have any infighting, and just try and pull away from the ART boys, because it stands. Darth Nihilus is going to be holding them up for maybe at least the rest of this lap.
Yes, at which point I think for Langster, even though he's on the soft tyres, I think it's okay now. How hard do you fight it, or do you start now thinking, do I save my fuel, do I save my tyres? Because I'm not actually sure now with the recent update how long the pit stops are round Bathurst.
Well, I think when we were watching the practice, I didn't see a car actually hit the stand for about the first 20 seconds. So it could be quite a while here, and I think if Langster isn't going to get that move done on Darth Nihilus anytime soon, he should just let it go to Simo, who, if he can be faster than him anyway, will stop Langster from burning up his tyres if he's not going to make an attempt at a pass.
Yes, yeah, it's at the moment. If you're getting caught behind someone now, with the way pits are now, sometimes you might have to make that early decision going, do you know what? I just need to save my fuel, I need to save my tyres. He's on the mediums in front. Well, he's not going to know that, to be fair, but if you know you're all over the back of him, we'll make this time up in the pits.
Exactly, yeah. But I think we are going to see Langster have another go at that move, though. It looks like they are going to go too wide down into the chase.
Yeah, yeah. And
he's ahead now.
Yeah,
what about Simo?
Well, so unfortunately, Simo couldn't.
For next time.
Yeah, so obviously couldn't follow him through. But I imagine Simo now, he might be able to make the move around next time around, or even down this final straight. Although I think he's actually a little bit too far back.
I think he's a bit too far back because we know if he's on the medium tyres. I guess Darcy's on the medium tyres too, so they'll all be fairly evenly matched. I think out of hill corner, will Langster possibly try and hold up the Darth a little bit just to give Simo that edge, and they can run up the mountain together?
Maybe, but I think from the Langster perspective, what I'd rather do is actually get him out of my slipstream, because all that's happening now is that Darth's in his slipstream and it's making Simo's job harder.
Yeah, that's a fair point. So I guess Langster also, if he can run away and get on the back then of who's their fourth place driver? I think it's
let's have a look here.
Is it Milo?
So Rascal's in fifth in front of Langster.
Right.
So there's a 1.6 seconds there. Langster's obviously nearly half a second now. He's pulling out, or just coming out 4/10.
Yeah, but now on those soft tyres in the handling complex of the track, should we say,
yes,
should be making inroads on him anytime soon.
Yeah,
I think he's clipped the wall there.
Well, we'll just shoot back to there. I'll just check in there. Rascal's on mediums, so I think you're right in what you're saying. You like to see Langster now either try and break away here and catch Rascal up.
Yeah, but he's definitely clipped the wall because now Darth's only 2/10 behind him.
Yeah, but he's not got any damage, so he hopefully should still be all right.
Yeah.
This bit here for me is a nightmare. If you don't just get your brake and your acceleration just right, the way the back end can kick out and push you to that wall.
No, I totally agree. The track map calls it the dipper, but I find the way I take it, it's more of a clipper. I just put my tyres on the grass and I'm gone, and that's my race done.
Yes, yeah. And down here, you're looking for about the 150 mark.
Oh, I think so. Maybe 150 on the mediums, but I guess you probably hit the 100s even on the softs.
I think it depends where you are. Like now in the slipstream, I wouldn't want to brake much later than 150 in the slipstream.
No, but Darth's gone for it anyway. Is he gone round the outside? No. Oh, he's hit the grass though. And Simo's on the inside. There he goes. Go on, Simo.
Come on, Simo. Let's just see if we can just jump onto Simo there. Make sure he's got this sort of nailed down now.
And he does, and now Jonesy's on the back of him as well. So can we get those ART boys around our first ARC player?
So I'm just going to jump to the front. So Alex has 1.6 front. I don't think that's really spread out too much from Inman. But Inman has broken away from third, 1.5 to Laws. So they're spreading out now, so they're not really helping each other out too much anymore. Now they're all racing their own race at the front there.
Yeah, but possibly, if they're happy, they know they've got their fastest driver, I would assume, at the front of the pack, and so forth and so forth. If they're all going to then run their own races, free of slipstream, so no dirty air along the skyline, then it's probably going to allow them to pull away as a group more effectively than if they're all bunched up in a train. Yeah,
but this is what I'm talking about earlier, though. If you look here, just check the tyre wear and the fuel. And
very similar.
Well, we're going to jump to Langster now. Slightly better.
So he's keeping pace, if not better, yeah.
So he's slightly better on the tyre and ever so slightly better on the fuel, and we're only 4 laps in.
Yeah, and that is with him fighting as well.
Yes. So this is what I was talking about earlier. In terms of him fuel saving and tyre saving, he's really, really good. And now he's not having to fight someone right now. I think you're going to see over the next maybe 2 or 3 laps, him saving even more fuel and tyres compared to them leaders.
He could do, but at the same time though, if he's saving time and tyres, we should see some much better lap times for him now he's not in the traffic. We see there, Alex has put in a 2:08, and now Alex is out of traffic. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him do maybe at least a 2:02, if not a 2:01.
Yes, yeah, and then we're just going to sit with him now. Let's see what he comes over the line at, because he's broken the pack behind to Simo. Obviously Simo's on the mediums. What we will do,
but he's got a big gap over Niles as well.
Yeah, he's 1 point, so he's broken away now as well. And Jonesy in the background.
Jones on the inside.
And now Jonesy's made the move as well.
That's good. Again, good for him as well on the soft tyres. Get that driver out of the way, make the most of the grippy tyres while he's got them on.
Yes, yeah. like you're saying, when you're on the softer tyres, you have to get them moves made, especially where you've got the tyre.
Would I be right in assuming he's only allowed to use that one set of soft tyres?
Not in this one. No, this one here. I think it's over. That's a next week special.
I see. So they got free choice of compounds throughout the race.
I believe so. Yes.
Fantastic. Let's see if maybe they can get some more soft stints in free of traffic.
So while we're just having a bit of a lull in terms of the overtaking, what we're doing is just going to flick through the grid to see how everyone is, see how everyone else doing. We've not really got to the back of the grid just yet because a lot of that battle has been around that mid pack. So obviously Alex there, he is pulling away. He's out to 1.8.
Well, just while you say that, I've just noticed there's Seth in 8th.
Oh, so he's made the move well. So let's work our way down. I think you might find that there might have been an accident maybe. Let's just work our way through. So Laws now, I mean, Coffee, he was about that distance last time around. So they're sort of to and fro with each other there. Rascal there, I believe was about 4 seconds to Langster when Langster made that move. So Langster's closing in on him.
Yeah.
Langster there now 1.3 to Simmer, so he's pulling away slightly. Simmer looks like he's pulling away from Seth there slightly as well. 4.5 seconds behind him. Seth's there setting solid 203s. Pig as well.
Dan says Darth put Josie in the wall on the last corner. That's why Jonesy's not there, because Seth's there instead.
Oh, right. So, I mean, really there, if you put someone in the wall, you should be giving the position back. But we didn't see it, so
no,
I can't commentate.
Maybe they've got it in their stream.
Yeah. If anyone's seen anything, let us know. But the way I see it, if you put someone into the wall, you should be letting off really and giving that position back. But the only saving grace being, there's no damage.
Yeah, everyone's past him.
Yeah, there's no damage.
Oh, that's a move. Good timing there, the backspace.
So let's just go back and see if we can just catch that. Yeah, look, right around the outside. That's very well done.
Excellent stuff. That move makes me happy indeed. Well done, Happy T.
Good on the brakes. Trusting these tyres there, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's interesting he's picked the Jaguar as well, because the Jaguar is a bit of a boaty boy, but he's making it work.
Do you know, I've raised with a few people who really do like the Jag. I think they think it's quite a good and all-round car, but I think what you're saying now, I don't think it's a car I maybe would have picked here.
No, not at all. I mean, you can see it's losing out to the Corvette down the straight. He only had the slipstream for about a second and a half, and he's gone already.
Yeah.
But that move will bring the back of the ART boys onto the Boldy one.
Yes. Yeah, this is going to help the likes of Jonesy now, who's obviously had that accident. Oh, Jonesy was damaged. Right, thanks, Dan. So, yeah, Jonesy's just saying he gave the position back, but Jonesy had damage, so he lost out again.
Fantastic info there from our pit correspondent. Thank you very much. Dan.
So, yeah, look, Alex there again, pulling away. Inman there.
Yeah, these boys on the soft tyres are just pulling away incrementally as we go down the pack.
Yes, yeah, and it looks like Law's just broken the toe there to Coffee just behind him.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would hope so on the softer tyres. The Coffee's on the mediums, isn't he?
No, he's on the soft.
He's on the soft as well. Maybe he's just managed it better, had a better middle sector possibly, but there is a big gap.
The thing I'm looking out for here is tyre and fuel wear. So the front two there, just looking to Alex is obviously doing a slightly better on the tyres, very slimmer on fuel. Law's obviously got a bit more fuel, but he looks like he's really digging into them tyres.
Yeah, perhaps he's turning in quite aggressively, especially for these, these two corners at the bottom of the track.
Yeah.
Or the top of the track, possibly.
Rascal there. I mean, they're good. Looking at Langster there.
Yeah, Langster's doing a far better job than those ARC boys at the front on the tyres, and to be, level pegging on fuel as well, if not slightly advantaged, this should, fall into his hands later in the race.
Well, yeah, because especially at the amount of time you can save. I think the fuel for me there. I mean, we know he's going to go through his tyres and softs, but the time he may save on his fuel compared to these leaders might end up either leapfrogging him or bringing him back in, because he's only 17 seconds behind. Now he might end up saving a pit during this race somewhere along the line because of how well he's doing on his fuel.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, from the way he's going about it now, if he's not, halfway through those softs by the time he gets onto half a tank of fuel, he could probably go in, do another set of softs while the car's slightly lighter, and maybe consider then following it up with another half tank of fuel half stint on softs, or maybe go a full tank on medium tyres for all we know.
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, we're some action going on the back here. Dan's obviously got the other stream on, so he's just saying Happy hit Boldy at the top of the hill. Boldy hit the tyre wall and stopped dead.
Oh, so that's not gone very well there.
No, it's
hopefully, Happy's maybe spoken to him in the chat, but Baldy's having some difficulty on the mediums.
Oh, God, yeah, that's not good. I mean, I find with that when you're doing things like that, especially in Gran Turismo, you find that will affect your car, and you'll see your tyres burning up.
No, you're totally right there, and especially when you start climbing the mountain through quarry, you do find that you're getting off camber, and if you're in maybe too low a gear, or especially with these, with the big V8, it's all the torque's at the bottom really.
Yes.
As soon as you change into a new gear, your car just wants to slide around it straight away. So you've really got to manage that power as you start climbing the mountain.
You can see here, look at that. What's that? A 20 to 22 second pit stop.
I'd say so. Yeah, I think it's about 20 just to get to the box.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just looking at Jonesy's pitch. You see, he's last.
Oh, I see.
But he's done a 202, 203. He's done a 205 on lap 6, and then he's gone on 235.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So that gives us an idea, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, you guess you are looking at about 20 seconds in, and maybe another 10, 15 for tyres and fuel. Is like what he's gone for.
Yes. Yeah. So I think there's he's there just looking for the move there. You can see him closing right in on the replay. This is before he's pit.
Before he stopped.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. So you can see there's Nihilus getting a little bit loose coming out of the last corner, but he's not gone for it just yet. So he's probably going for it up the mountain instead.
Yeah. Yeah, and this would be obviously where he's coming in for a pit then after this one, but it's...
Yeah, maximum attack then on that in lap, I suppose.
Yes, yeah, he's given everything he's got there. I mean, I'm surprised he coming. I mean, obviously, this goes back to always touching on before. How many people are going to take the risk and wearing the tyres out?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously you want to prolong them as much as you can to make sure you're getting the most out of each stint on both the tyres and the fuel. But I think for the in lap, it's probably one of the more opportune moments to just set it all to pot and get going as fast as you can, because you're going to be losing time on the way in, losing time on the way out. Especially when we've got these endurance races, the tyres need to get up to temperature. Because they don't just rip as soon as you come out the pit box. They need a couple corners to really get settled in.
Yes, definitely. Unfortunately, I think we're caught in replay mode, so I'm just going to come out and head back into it.
I don't think we've got any big changes, but it looks like the ARC boys are coming in to get rid of those soft tyres.
Yes.
Half level wheel as well.
So let's just keep an eye. Look, they're all 1, 2, 3. What's Coffee doing? Look how worn them tyres are. So Lankster there, still on the softs and staying out.
Yeah, probably worth noting as well then, you can see in these Corvettes, we're 20 minutes in now to this 60-minute race, and it looks like you can do about 20 minutes on half a tank of fuel. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see them coming in for half a tank of fuel, soft set of tyres, and maybe doing that twice more.
Oh, there go Lankster there. He's actually got himself into second position.
Yeah, well, but you've got to bear in mind that he's net second, because he will have to come and pit soon. And I think one of the ARC boys did run slightly wide on the main straight, which probably give him dirty tyres as he heads across the finish line. But he's going to take on the inside new tyres. Yes,
but I don't know if you might not notice, but Lankster's tyre wear against the ARC boys was massively different. Was a lot better.
It was a lot better, yeah. So he definitely able to manage his tyres better. But are we able to see what these other boys have come out on?
Yeah. So let's just jump in. I think they're on the mediums. By looks at medium, and Rascal is on the medium, but he hasn't pitted yet.
Oh, and there's some contact on the wall there. So he's on the medium. So maybe the ARC boys are finding that those softs just aren't holding up as well as they thought they could take them.
No. I mean, they do reckon the softs are going to last about 20 minutes.
Yeah, we did say about 6 to 8 laps. It looks like they took them maybe to about 9 laps before they decided enough was enough. But I reckon Lankster could probably do that at 10 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these are going to try and do a 2-stop, aren't they? They're also going to flip here, maybe go to the mediums, do a half an hour stint, another 20-minute stint, maybe on the mediums, and then back over 20 minutes remaining to back up to the softs.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I mean, possibly, I can't work out what they're doing for sure, but if they just want to maybe play a little bit safe while they know that they've got most of their cars in the net lead once everyone's made their stops, why would you put another set of softs on if you can be safer on the mediums? You won't have as much grip, but you know they will definitely last until your next pit stop because you will have to come in within the next 20 minutes for more fuel.
Yes, yeah, and I think as well for me, if I'm in Lancaster's position now, and I'm caught behind someone who I know's on harder tyres than me, but he's going to have to pit soon. Okay, but I'm keeping up with him, and I'm keeping someone behind me who's just pitted. Okay, for me now, I'm thinking, Joe, I'm going to stick in this.
Yeah, see if I can bring some of the Art Boys back up the lead.
Because my tyres are worn. Rascal's dragging me with him because his tyres should be lasting better than mine now. And if I can stay out as long as he can on these mediums and keep the fella behind me who's just pitted, then I'm quids in.
He's going to burn up his tyres, bring the rest of the team back into the fray, and I'm still on point with someone else who's got to make a stop on the other side of the court.
Yes, yeah. So I'm just going to flip down to the bottom of here now.
Dan's put in the chat saying they thought Jonesy pitted early.
A troll. I think we might have just missed an accident with Seth.
With Seth? I don't know. I think that might have just been maybe the pit glitching a bit, possibly. He's not got any damage, but he's on his new tyres. He's filled up, so he's probably just pitted from 8th.
Yeah, Boldy and Seth just crashed.
Oh, crashed at the chicane.
Yeah,
that's definitely no good.
Fortunately, I'm running with 2 keypads in front of me, and I hit the set button, but I hit the one for my PC.
Oh, I see.
So, tell me about it. Yeah. So
maybe see if we can get some more news from Dan. Boldy pushed Seth to the edge. He caught the grass, and Seth went off. So I'm assuming he's talking about the chase right at the end of the track. So, and again, we talked about that before. If you're running too wide down into the chase, you've really got to hope that you're going to leave each other space and make it through. But Dan says it's a racing incident. There's not much more you can do with it, I suppose.
No, it's not. It's not. Sometimes these things happen. I mean, no one wants that to happen, but it's what else can you say? Here you go.
Of course, I guess the only saving grace of it. Oh, I'll let you go.
Oh no, sorry, Lancaster there. We're just dropping down slightly now, but I'm just trying to find him on. There we are. Law's got in front of him now, and so is Inman. He's obviously dropping down slightly, but going back, I think with Lancaster now, he might be looking at it thinking, I can get half an hour out of these tyres. Oh, you need to do 1 pit.
That's a good point, because if he's only got 5 more minutes to go, that's about a lap and a half.
Yeah. So he finishes this lap, does 1 more, goes in. He's only 11 and a half seconds.
Tops up to about maybe 70% fuel.
Yeah, he's only 11 and a half seconds behind the leader. That's less than a pit stop. With them to pit stop again.
So if he goes for that 1 stop, he's going to have to manage that extremely carefully. But if it looks possible, looking at it now.
Yeah, I reckon he's going for the 1 pit. And Simo might be following suit.
Yeah, well, Simo on the mediums, obviously, he's not got to worry so much about the tyre wear, but he won't be as grippy through the mountain, especially now they're down to about, looks like maybe a quarter to a third across the front tyres there. Yeah. And he's got Coffee right behind him on brand new mediums.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see these front 2 here are thinking, Joe, if I can make this last, we'll go for the 1 pit stop. If it's a 22-second pit stop or thereabouts, then that's going to give us a 10-second advantage, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
With the dead tyres at the back end of the race, can they then hold out?
But I'm then wondering if these ARC boys who've pitted from soft to mediums, if they're going to come in another maybe say 15 minutes, just to top up with fuel, maybe put a set of softs on if it only costs like 5 seconds, and then go to the end of the race again. So it could be a 2-stop with new tyres, or it could be a 2-stop just for fuel, which will save them about 5 seconds, because you're not gaining time in the corners.
It's actually a good move there by Coffee, using the straight there to make the move on Simo.
That is a decent move. Always best to get it done early rather than end up too wide in the chase. And we know what's happening when you do that.
Yes, yeah. I'm just going to stick with Simo here, see what he does. Yeah, look, Simo stayed out now. So Lancaster's now in. So remember, he's got the pit stop. He's got to take into account, and he's going to go into mediums, isn't he? I'm presuming.
Let's have a look. Well, yeah, if he's going to be just over halfway in the race, mediums would be a safe option. You've only
Yeah,
got to put a little bit of fuel in as well.
yeah, yeah. Dan's saying ASA are doing 2020, but that makes, obviously we spoke about that earlier. That makes sense.
And he's going to the end.
Yeah, I think Langston's going for a one stop. He's 38 seconds behind the leader.
But 38 seconds, we got to think. I mean, if just we're not doing the tyre maths, but 38 seconds is probably about maybe 10 seconds under 2 pit stops.
Yeah. I don't think he can win this race from that position unless he starts chewing into these fronts. But I reckon second's definitely there for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got to bear in mind that, as I say, even if a pit stop all in is going to be about 25 seconds, that should spit him out in front of the leaders. But the important aspect here is because we've got so few corners around this track, you're not making big gains if you're on softer tyres.
No.
So Langston might have played an absolute blinder with the strategy.
Yes.
Hopefully some of the ART boys as well were thinking on the same lines.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be confident in how you manage worn tyres, don't you? And
Exactly.
your ability to make them last to the end, which I know full well Langster is very, very good at that. So it doesn't surprise me that he's going to try something different here. Seth's just not the wall
boys, don't get fighting. Fight the white cars, not the blue ones.
Yeah. And Seth's actually on slightly worn compared to Pig's. Not much in it, but I mean, you don't want to be fighting here, do you? You want to be bumping each other across. You'd like to think these two will be chatting within chat, saying, "Look, I'm okay where I'm at. You keep ahead.
Yeah.
I'll stick with you." Or actually, I'm quicker than you. Can you do me a favour? Can you let me pass at the next opportunity? Because I know I've got a bit more.
There we go. I think that might be it here. Don't make it at City Place, please, boys.
Yeah, you need to be letting off there, which he has done. Yeah, you can see Seth's there's broke early. Let Pig through. Now let's see what Pig's got. I mean, his last lap there, he's done a 2:03. I mean, his last lap's a 2:08. So you can see that he's got the pace.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's right on track with. I mean, for some reason we still got the fastest lap there. Actually, no, that would be his out lap, I suppose. If that's a 2:03, it's not come up as the fastest lap.
But yeah, that's a good shout.
So there we go. There's 2:03.6 on the soft tyres. So he's not quite on the same pace as the guys up front. It seems that Seth is able to go faster on the 2:02.
So, I mean, Darth's right down the field now with Jonesy. And obviously, the earlier issues haven't helped at all.
Of course, but you can see Jonesy has gone on to the same kind of strategy as Langster. So he's probably going to go to the end. Yeah, but he can make to the end on this fuel and tyres. I'm 100% sure.
I don't think he will, though. If you want
you don't think he will?
My gut feeling is he won't last the end on these. I think he'll pit with about 10 minutes to go.
Okay, well, is that based on what you think, the tyre management or the fuel, or a combination of the two?
Yeah, a bit of tyre management. Like you can see, he's the back end's coming out on him, and I think too much of that. Jonesy is really competitive, and he will be going flat out now to bring that down to Darth in front of him. Especially after early with the whole got knocked, had damage, then got overtaken when he had damage. He's going to have to look between his teeth now. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to be driving with the red mist, and maybe he's going to bite him over the dipper.
Yep, and I don't think there's any chance of Jonesy driving like he is.
Oh no! Commentator's curse right there, backspace.
Yeah, I knew it. He's pushing.
It's unfortunate there.
I think with Jonesy, he just needs to take a breath at the moment and regather himself in what's happening.
Yeah.
And hopefully let the race come back to him a bit more.
Of course, I mean, I think if he does calm down, find his groove, go easy on the fuel, easy on the tyres, I mean, he can still make it to the end on that strategy. You know, it will be definitely harder than Langster.
Yes.
You know, Langster seems to just be better at it naturally, but he can technically go to the end on what he's got left in the car, as long as he manages the car and manages himself.
Yes. Yeah. Now I'm looking at Happy T. He's still yet to pit, and he looks like he's climbed some positions, but everyone else has pitted around him. Now, I think he's maybe stayed out a bit too long here, Happy. Now I think he's going to be losing too much time.
I think so. I mean, if we're looking at a 30-second pit stop, shall we say, that's probably going to put him just behind the guys who are coming around turn 1 now.
Yeah.
And that is going to be who? Maybe 11th and 12th? A rough guess.
Yeah, so I mean we're counting it back here. What's that? So 1.1 back to Stick, who's closing on him all the time. So that's about 5 seconds back to Seth's. So 6. I mean he's dropping down the field, and you can see. I mean he's come out around where Jonesy is, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, he's probably stuck between Jonesy and Chubbs, which isn't optimal. But at least we can hope he's trying to hold up some of the ARC boys that might be coming up around him if there are any.
Yeah, yeah. I mean I've actually got both streams on at the moment, just having an eye on both, just to have me sort of get an all-round view of what's going on within the race.
Right.
So, but just going back to ours, I mean, Alex there is 8 seconds.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'll admit that that we didn't have a mixed grid. I'm not, unless of course the ARC boys were just genuinely faster than all of ours. I would have loved to have seen a much more tight knit grid. Even for the sake of not doing qualifying, just put one of each car each side of the grid, 1, 2, 3, 4, and see how we go.
Yeah, I'm not actually quite sure what's happened there, because even with the messing around, you saw a lot of them just spinning the wheels up, and so I'm not quite sure what's happened there at the start of the race and why it was basically them at the front and us in the back, because I can't imagine if we did a proper qualifying that would have been the case.
Yeah, no, I totally see what you mean. And just while you're talking about front and back, Dan's reckoning that Simo should have been at the front for this battle. So have we got Simo's here down in, was it 9th at the moment, I think?
Yeah. So let's just, I think he's around this. No, Simo there, because
He's
he has
down in 11th.
Oh, because he's pitted. Oh, he's got damage.
Yes, but he's hit the wall somewhere, possibly coming out of maybe coming out Forest Elbow.
So let me just go back. No.
He's gone now, so that's 30 seconds. He
Yeah.
might well have done it in the chase.
Unfortunately, I think due to the error I had earlier with my replay, it's no longer working.
Thank you, Polyphony. Good job.
Yes, it was working at the beginning of the race, now it's not working.
But Dan's saying Simo needs to be at the front, so I'm not too sure then if he's referring to the battle that Simo might have just been in, or where he was stuck behind Langster at the start of the race. Maybe you can clarify that in the comments. But I think if we're saying that Simo does have the pace, we can see there his last couple of laps he's able to do 2 2s and 2 3s. It would have been good to see him, maybe if he is our fastest driver around this track, to see of him really taking it to the boys in white.
Yes, definitely. I would have liked to have seen him further up. I mean, we're still looking here. I mean, the main person there is obviously to keep an eye on, like Stessier does. We know he's now pitted to the end, but he's falling behind the leaders every lap.
He is falling back, yes. I think the delta you're really looking for to the leader, as Niles, is he getting overtaken there by Seth?
No. I think it's going for the overtake, but he caught the grass, didn't he, on going to the left.
Is he going to go for it though? Because he will have slightly dirty tyres, having rubbed them on the left side of the grass.
Yeah.
Seth's going to hold him honest though.
That's good defending that.
But he has got a bit loose on the exit. I think he might hold him at least down the main straight, but that's good respectful driving from the pair of them there, we must say.
No, very good. Yeah, it looked like Darth got the run out on him, but he tried going down the inside, but Seth took a defensive line down there on the left, and I think what Darth then tried doing is he ended up getting onto the grass, and that's what ended up costing him the overtake there.
But I think Seth probably should have maybe let that one go just round the outside there, because he would have had him down the straight anyway, but fighting there, he might not catch him by the time they start into Griffins and up the mountain. What is that going to cost him?
Well, I mean, I think as well, if we just shoot to Darth there in front, Darth's on slightly better tyres. He's obviously that with the slipstreams obviously helped him, but Seth's just, I say, you can see he's obviously fighting hard now, and you can see the car getting a bit squirrely underneath him.
Yeah, of course, he's got to be really careful on here. There we go.
That corner's a nightmare. But you look at this track, don't you? And there's a few corners you can guarantee in this race where you're like, yeah, if I'm going to spin that, I'm spin
that
there.
as well. There's no damage, fortunately. Is this the time now to let Simo past on fresher tyres? That's the question.
Might be. Now, I think from Seth's perspective, he's still within slipstream. And now, if he can stay within that slip for the time being, I think he's going to want to stay there, because he might be able to make something. Oh, hang on.
Oh, hold it.
He's
no damage, but get out the track.
Oh, that was lucky.
So there was some ghosting there.
Then dirty tyres, yes. That's unfortunate that. Well,
It's a shame. I think same as Jonesy, he's just pushing so hard. He's got that car in front of him, but he's taking to it like a bull to a red cape, and it's bitten him in the butt. It seems.
yeah. I mean, it looked like the tyres were going there a little bit for him, and he's really, really pushing. And unfortunately, like we touched on earlier, that this is the sort of track where you can't make a mistake. If your tyres are going, you can't be pushing that hard.
Exactly, where so much of this track is flat out in a straight line. Any losses that you've made at the top of the mountain are multiplied when you're coming back down. It doesn't matter how fast your car is. If you're not consistent through the skyline and the dipper, you're really going to pay for it when you need to be back on track down the power zones.
Yeah. If you don't take that last corner right to get down, get your foot down, the amount of time you lose going down, and here as well. If you take the corner wrong there, up this hill, and you outbrake yourself for whatever reason, the amount of time you now lose going up this hill is unbelievable.
Of course, I mean you can see here that Simo, even with a very good exit, is still losing time on that Corvette. Now again, I think the Corvette is probably the most powerful car on the grid today, but even if they're in equal cars, you've got to make sure you have a better exit than the guy in front of you when you're coming out of turn 1, out the last corner, and heading down the Conrad Straight, because that's where you will make the most time.
Yes, I think from Simmer's perspective now, he's going to want to close in within slipstream range now, because there's no way he's going to close the gap up down the straight. Like you said, the Corvette is one of the most powerful cars down the straight, and if you're not in the slip, he's just going to pull away from you. So he now needs to get within the slip to help him drag him closer again, to maybe make a move in 2 or 3 laps time.
Absolutely, but you can see there, Nyla's running himself quite wide, slightly into the barrier on those worn soft tyres now. Simo's already reduced that gap by half a second, just starting his way up the mountain.
Yes.
So if he doesn't have it by the bottom, I'll be very surprised.
Yes, especially with that mistake, that you know, the time that saying you can lose from clipping the wall is unbelievable.
Exactly. It's not that you've got to take damage, you've just got to be grazing it rather than keeping it all on the tarmac, and just that brief moment of friction is going to cost you so much more time. See Simo now 2.5 tenths almost behind him and gaining more.
So it looks like Seth's pulled over, but I can't go to it yet. I'm not sure what's happened there, but I don't want to lose this, don't leave this fight. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's pulled over, I'm not sure. Well, there goes Simo making the move.
Good move there, Simo. Can you hold it down to the last corner though? That's the important thing. Don't let him have your back where it's all in vain.
Yeah, we'll just stick with this for now, see if he can hold his, because obviously we're going to come to the next overtaking opportunity now, and obviously with the Corvette being in the slipstream, I don't know how Simo's going to manage.
Of course. I've just seen Dan saying Seth in a good battle, come out the pits, he's parked on the left.
Yes, I was saying, I've just said about it. I mean, it looks like he's pulled over somewhere for some reason, so I'm not too sure what's happened there.
Maybe he's had a wheel malfunction, game's frozen.
Not sure. So, but it looks like he's out of the race for whatever reason.
I'm also wondering, is it worth resetting the share play quickly once his battle's done?
Well, it should give us a 5-minute warning, so we'll stick with it for the time being.
All right.
Don't know what's happened.
I mean, see, after his pits off, we don't know what happened. Dan says.
It looks like he might have set his wheels. He had a pit sort of a pit bug maybe.
Oh, let's hope not. That's the last year he was doing pretty well.
I mean, let's just get to him here.
Is he moving? He's not even in the lobby anymore, I don't think.
No, he's out of it. But he hasn't shown that he's left.
No, maybe he's just in the game lobby rather than the race, unless of course it's frozen entirely, in which case he'll probably quit shortly.
Yes, well, let's keep an eye on that. Let's see what happens. So, let's just get to the leader here. No, he's coming in for a second.
That into the ground. No fuel left.
Well, that's 2 in, 3. That'll be Coffee coming out, I presume. Look at these now, all running low now. So we've got Law and Langster coming down the straight.
Well, see, as Dan said, they said they're doing 3 stints of 20 minutes, so that is roughly the right time for them to be in. And I'll expect them to be going on to maybe, soft tyres if they're brave, medium tyres if they want to be safe.
No, I imagine they're going soft. They made the softs last time around, didn't they? It's 20 minutes to go. Here we go, soft.
There's one on softs.
Just interested to see where Langster's going to come out in all of this, though.
Another one on softs. But where's he going to be in relation to Coffee as well?
It looks like Langster just lost too much time in that stint, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. But he shouldn't be too far off of Coffee. It's 4.8. He'll have a bit more momentum going up the straight, but I think Coffee might then have him over the mountain with those grippier soft tyres.
Yes. So we'll keep an eye on that. I mean, we'll see 4.7, 26 seconds for the leader. I don't think he's going to pit again. But just after there, he's 2.4, but he's obviously got Simo. It looks like he made the move again, didn't he?
Yeah, he took the move back on him, but he's going to have to come in next lap because those tyres are gone. He won't have the fuel, and he sees where he's sliding and getting loose through the cutting.
Simo, be careful.
But the last thing you want is him blocking off our boys.
No, but you don't want Simo being impatient either, do you?
No, Simo's got to wind it back. Just let him have this, because he's going to give way eventually. He'll make a mistake, or he's going to go in the pits. Don't try up here.
I mean, this is the other overtaking opportunity here, if you're going to do it. But knowing how worn his tyres are in front of you, I just wouldn't do it.
No, this is where Simo needs to stay cool. Just keep the ice in his veins. Just follow him down the mountain. No rash decisions, because he will either bin it or he'll pit. That's all he's got to think about now.
Yeah, Dan's saying ARC is going to the end. Now, yeah, we thought so, and I think Langster's strategy nearly worked, but I think it's just lost too much time.
Yeah, but also we've got to consider at the same time the way that the grid was set out at the start won't have done him any favours either. We would have seen a much closer race, I think, if he'd been maybe, say, P4, 5.
Yeah, I see Simmer there, just applying that patience we was talking about earlier.
Yeah. So there we go, and he's indicating left, and that will be his race done, I think.
Yes, which is very respectful of him as well, to state what he's doing.
Of course, yeah. If you guys at home are watching, you're racing on the touchpad, just strictly indicate it's on with the touchpad on the left side or the right side. It's nice if you're doing the daily racing, let someone know, just don't bump me out of this corner because I'm going to be out of your way in the next 10 seconds anyway.
So there's Langster there now with Rascal. What's the tyre wear like? So Rascal's got in front of him and he's on the newer tyre, so if Langster's going to have to do something, he's going to have to do it now and not let him get away from him.
Of course, but I would expect that these mediums will probably hit the same level of degradation as the softs in the last maybe 5 minutes of this race. Yes. So as long as Langster can stick with him, through the trickier complex above the mountain, he might even have him towards the end of the race.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is still not gone away from him yet. I think you're exactly right in what you're saying there. If he can just sort of keep within touching distance, this race will come back to him a bit more.
Of course, I mean, I'm sure an experienced driver like Langster knows he's not going to make a move on the mountain, let alone on harder tyres. But if he can just stay in the slipstream, use that, or if anything, get past him on the straight and hold him up over the mountain, not only will that make his race better and almost solidify the 5th place, but should bring some of the guys in blue further up onto the back of this train.
You see, just losing a touch a little bit there. You can just see how easy he's been on the accelerator there and how careful he is turning in.
Yeah, he's big. Those nice gentle inputs on the steering. This is probably something that maybe he and Beardy have been practicing as well. Easy inputs on the steering, not pinning the throttle when you come out of the corner. And he sees well, he's shifting only about maybe just over halfway, and that bar fills up.
Yeah, I
not just to save fuel, but also, about halfway, 3/4, 2/3. Not just saving fuel, but also in this Corvette, that's where it maximises out of the power band. So you don't be revving it past the halfway point because it's not getting any faster and you're wasting fuel.
Yeah, you can see he's obviously being very careful there on the fuel. He's wanting to go to the end, so let's see what happens. Yeah. Keep an eye on him there. So again, just working away through the field. I mean, Halleck's there, he's pulling away. He's 10 seconds now to Inman. So 8.7 seconds there to Lawes, 2.3 in front of Coffey.
No, I agree. I think it is the ARC's race to lose at this point.
Yes, yeah, they've all managed to get out in front of the pits, which I think's helped them. I think it might have been slight difference if Langster could have maybe got in between them.
Yeah, that would have been a very exciting last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it might have just upset the balance a little bit, but unfortunately, like I say, I think that last stint, they just managed to get out in front of him. So it stopped him affecting what they wanted to do.
Of course, but I think as well the way it's panned out for them at the front, I think they've had their fastest driver at the front all day. It sounds like a bit of Michael Owen football commentary. Of course, the fastest driver's been at the front all day, but by spacing each other out, with a respectable distance, not interfering with each other's races, they're all pulling away as a 4, as a 5. So whereas we've had a little bit of infight, I think it's still early with was it Happy and Seth? Maybe Chubbs was in it, I think.
Yes. So I'm just trying to so I'm just trying to see what happened with it. I mean, Dan's under the impression that he could obviously qualify quicker. That's why they're at the front.
Yeah, that's obviously a legitimate reason to be at the front. For the faster car and qualies, you start at the front. That makes sense. He's also putting out that Seth and Jonesy have officially retired, so they're probably sat in the lobby just cheering the boys on. I guess they knew their race was run once they had their incidents, really.
Yes, yeah. Just didn't work for them today, did it?
No, but again, it's a very difficult track, Mount Panorama. It's not very kind to anyone that makes a mistake. You're not so bad at tracks maybe like the Nürburgring GP or Monza or Lago Maggiore, where you make a spin, not a big deal. You just rejoin and off you go. Whereas up here, if you spin and burn your tyres out going up the mountain, it's just going to ruin your race for the rest of that lap, if not more. Chubbs is in the pause menu, it seems.
Yes, yeah. It looks like he's had looks like he's got some issues of some sort. Maybe his controller's died on him halfway through the race.
Well, let's see. Well, hopefully, it's not going to be another ART retirement. That's not what we're looking forward to seeing in our side of things.
No, not at all. So I'd like to know what's going on there. So I was just looking there. It looked like there's a car in the background. So I'm just trying to see. Yeah, he's coming round to be lapped by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, of course, the AI's got no pace at all compared to any kind of semi-decent racer in the game.
It's the Baldy one here, the ARC lad.
Oh, I see.
Driving
like that might explain some of it.
There you go, Chubbs is back now. Back. Yeah, I think he must have had some form of technical issue. He's not like
maybe something happening at home.
Yeah, he's not liking to go and do that, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was something as silly as his controllers died during the race.
Yeah, it's hopefully something easily rectified. He seems to be driving now, although I won't lie, I've been tempted to let the AI handle the skyline once in a while.
Oh, don't dare drive that car.
Oh, no, it is a tricky one, I know. Well, I mean, the skyline obviously is in the topmost part of the track here as opposed to the Nissan. I love the Nissan, if I'm honest.
It's not a car I've never taken to myself. It's even around cars where it's been a power circuit, even let's say if I was driving the Porsche, I'd lose so much time in the skyline because I just had no faith in it.
Well, I mean, each their own, I suppose. I don't mind it myself, but it's probably not the car for the track today, as you see here. Not like back it was, when it was an R34, R33, R32 dominating the Aussie series.
Yes.
We're definitely looking more to having the Corvettes around today's event.
Yeah. And do you know what? I'm not really giving the Corvette any time at the moment because when I race in leagues, I'm doing the Red Bull Junior, so I'm just going to sort this out now, and I do the Group 2s. So the Group 3 category is actually not one I'm doing too much in at the moment.
Well, you might not be doing so much practice in it, but Dan says ARC's been having a go at this all week, so that's probably somewhat of a useful element to their performance today.
Well, have I left the pie? Hang on a minute. It's all going wrong. Can't multitask. That's what it is. Share.
That's okay. Don't worry.
So Langston's now in the pit.
Oh, that's a shame. He was doing so well. Maybe he's decided after all it's not worth it trying to stay on those medium tyres. Maybe he should go for a fastest lap because I guess at this point he knows he's not going to make any further places on the race, but he can at least put his name on the timing sheets. That'd be nice.
Well, I think at the time, I know Simo's got a look at Simo's tyre wear. I think Simo's obviously going to pit again, and I think at the time, I think he was losing too much time.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So with him pitting now, he's got 18 seconds now to close it up again, even if Simo doesn't pit. Although I do think he will.
Yeah, well, it's going to be tricky to go on tyres in that condition for another 10 minutes because you'd be looking at probably the most warm we've seen the tyres throughout the length of this race. Langston's on the softs then, so maybe he's just trying for that final push, at least for a fastest lap.
I mean, he got Pig there with Darth all over him. Darth's got slightly better fuel than Pig. The tyre wear is very, very similar. So what we'll do, we'll just stick with this for the time being, see how this plays out.
Well, let's hope the Pig can keep him back and save his own bacon for today.
Yes,
he's not had a great race from them.
No,
it's been an entry for the blog if he keeps him behind.
Yes. Hopefully he doesn't have a spin in it. It's not another one he can put to his journal.
Oh, I mean, I've been following that blog with a keen interest, and I'm looking forward to his next entry.
Yes, yes,
The spins are more fun, but let's not have any today, please.
yes, yes. He does a good write-up, doesn't he? You can see there. He's
It is thoroughly enthralling writing.
daft there. Oh, Pig's trying to hold it around it. Oh, that's if he holds that, that's a.
Oh,
Oh, Joe, that's a really good overtake, you know. But I actually think Stig's in the right position here because the tyres are very similar, and he's
the
going to
tyres are similar, but also, I was literally just about to say, I think it's probably not too bad a thing giving that position away. If he can stay within maybe 3/10, 2.5 tenths coming out Hill Corner, you should have him back up the mountain.
So,
but I don't know if he's close enough now.
Oh, not with that.
No, he's going to be a Stig dive bomb special, I think, if he's going to make this one go, and that's not what we know him for.
No, I think he's just lost too much time. Ran the last couple of bends, he was there, and then ran the last one. He's just lost too much time, and you can see, look, it's got away from going up the hill.
Yeah, the gap just increases, proportionally. Each time you go up that hill, it's a tenth here, 2/10, 3/10, and by that point, you might as well just try and get comfy up the hill and see if you can make any gains out of Forest Elbow.
Yes, yeah, man, this is basically interesting though. So now we've got, obviously, Langster's just pitted. Simo all over him. But if you look there, you got Daft there, only 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to be that close, Simo. Yeah, for reasons like that, you can't see your apex, you can't see your exit. I just keep it patient, because we know what we've seen already today. Drivers, get the red mist, or they think they've got that gap or the line, and it just completely turns on its heels.
Yeah, he just needs to be smart here, Simo, now. I think with these now, I think the front have got away from them, so I think they're just driving this for themselves maybe for a little bit now.
I think so. I mean, I guess if we know this race is going to be done by the ARC boys, and fair play to them if they've genuinely been that much faster, starting the front, end at the front, can't blame them for that, can only commend them. Then why not let Simmer and Langster have a go for the last couple of minutes?
Yeah, I think obviously with the qualifying, I would have liked to see the likes of Simmer maybe a little bit further up, and Langster, I think they really could have done a bit more in today's race. But some days, a bit like what's happened to Jonesy and Seth, sometimes you go to the races and they just don't come to you.
Yeah, and it's a shame when it happens. I mean, but possibly, a more favourable circuit could be their thing. For all we know, I mean, I raced against Jonesy on where was I? I was on Autopolis in the Group 4s, and he was gone like a rocket. I say that. Langster actually won it, led from start to finish. So for all we know, if it was a different track, the results could be completely on their heads. But it's just not been their day today, it seems.
No. You get them races, they happen sometimes, and I think they're giving a good account for themselves, but unfortunately I think the front lot, because we couldn't get in the monster, have been able to work together, where we've been stuck up behind maybe like, let's say Darth, it's really affected our drivers, trying to get past them and allowed them to break away out the front, which is again, it's just not helped.
No, definitely agree there. I mean, Darth's not the fastest LC driver based on his time, it seems, based on maybe his time management, but he has done a really good job for the rest of his teammates in just being essentially, just plugging the gap, stopping us from getting through, making any gains on the rest of their team.
Oh, 100%. The job he's done today, I don't think can be underestimated, what he's done for the rest of his team today. And that's not saying he's been slow, because he's been doing 202s, but when people out front are doing 2 minutes, 201s, just that extra second, 2 seconds a lap, it starts creating that pit stop, doesn't it? It starts creating that gap where now not having to look behind them, and they can just concentrate on getting their head down and pinning in the fastest lap together.
No, totally right there. I mean, I'm no maths expert, but if you're going 2 seconds a lap faster, and you're able to stretch that out over the course of 10 laps, you've now got yourself 20 seconds. That's just your box time. If you can make that over, say, 15 laps, you've got yourself a pit stop over the guys behind.
Yeah, and that's where it's happened, doesn't it? And I'd like to say, I think the boys have done a good account for themselves, but the start of the race is where we got caught up.
Yeah, no, definitely agree. I think as Dan said earlier, perhaps maybe if Simo had been ahead of Langster from the start, on the softer tyre. I know he's on the medium tyres, but with the faster pace that he seems to be capable of, it could have been different for both of them, not just for Simo.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. But that's where getting higher up the field at the start can make the world of difference.
Of course. So maybe and this goes back to what you mentioned before about consistency versus one lap pace. Perhaps the boys today will take today's lesson as, what I mean, assuming the grid was set properly, then to work on the qualifying pace, because we can see that they're able to run consistent races. They've got race strategies in place. They're able to use them, adapt them if necessary. But possibly it's just that one shot hot lap pace that they need to inject into their racing if they want to be making gains from the beginning, because it's going to be a lot easier to win from the front than it is from the back.
Simo. Oh, sorry, I thought Simo was going to make the move there. Lanxess
No,
just
that's
caught the ball
fine.
on the outside, but I don't think. Yeah, no, Lanxess not carrying any damage from that little touch. But yeah, no, you're right in what you're saying. They need to just maybe work on getting higher up the pitch. As such, it's. I'm not saying the race win maybe was there today, but I reckon maybe a podium could have been in hand. Definitely a top 4 for one of these.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think if they've fallen more in their favour, maybe there wasn't so much of a delay and a kind of, not so much fighting such between Simo and Lancaster at the start, but they were, nose to tail for quite a fair bit of that first stint. I think if we'd had less of that, we would have seen both of them further up the grid.
Yes, yeah, and it really would have been nice to see some of our drivers up against some of these a bit more. Getting in amongst them, seeing what it's about really.
And I think what I would like to see personally, just for these last couple of minutes, is, we can pretty much see that the ARC guys have got this wrapped up. So why don't they all, slow down, have a last lap race by themselves, ART have a lap race by themselves, and just enjoy the last couple of minutes of the race? Because I don't know if the viewers particularly want to watch these guys, just cruising for the next 2.5 minutes, but I'd want to see a little bit more rubbing before we finish up today.
I think some of this is I'm not saying it's going to be ego, but if these boys can finish so far in front of the ones behind them, it's something they want.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I guess we've been completely pie-faced here.
Yes.
It's not in any subtle terms.
Yes, definitely. So I'll just read inside here. Right, okay, so apparently the grid wasn't set correctly. So a lot of our racers weren't in the correct position.
Yeah, I mean that's what Simo said in the chat at the start. He said the grid wasn't set properly, and then he went, "Don't worry." So, because I guess now they just didn't want to be having people quit in, set the grid. Maybe there's another game crash again. So it's hard to. I mean, obviously they're in track position. They will win the race as it stands. But I would personally love to see, even if they did maybe like a half-length race with maybe like a 1 lap qualifying, to get a real sense of who would be the top dog.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what the issues were earlier, and there might be a reason why they didn't restart it. But you'd like to think they would have corrected it.
Yeah, I mean, at least on the stream here, we could have just gone back to when they had the first race start, see what the grid was like on then. If they'd asked for us for it, we would have just told them what the grid was.
And so I'm actually trying to just clarify a couple of things going on with the race. This about the points and stuff like that. I sort of
that's a really point as well.
Yeah, so I got given sort of part of the information, but I hadn't been able to get my hands on all of it before the race, so I'm just trying to clarify exactly what's going on that front. So, but we're coming around here now. I mean, what's he now? But main straight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the last. So he's only hitting the final timing line now. So this will be the last lap for everybody.
Yes. Yeah. So coming down here now. That's it. So he's going to come over now. So we'll just watch this as he comes over. It's just pulled away, hasn't
he? I mean, I think, to be fair to Alex O2, I think regardless of what the grid would have been set as, he's run away from his own teammates. So I think the ART guys would have had a tough job on their hands to stick with him today, even if they were on the front row grid alongside him. So we've got to tip our hats to him as well. He's led from start to finish, no mistakes on his part. You can see the consistency in the lap times, and he does deserve a race win ultimately, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I think maybe 1 or 2 would have been a bit far-fetched today. I mean, look at the times they're setting, but I mean, I'm looking. Oh God. Saying that, I do think third definitely would have been possible today.
Yeah, I do think with the right grid and maybe a bit less infighting between some of the other amigos, we would have had at least one guy on the podium. I do see that happening, and I would love to see a rerun if we could get
Oh,
one.
definitely, especially with the grid set out properly.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got
because
Legion in the comments there. Unlucky lads was an unfortunate one, but I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. But I guess we'll see. All likes to have it over Simo. That'd be a nice fight for last corner.
yes, yeah, we're just watch this over the line now. I think.
Oh, he's not giving it up.
But if you look at the
Oh,
times,
but it will
if
be
you look at the
Langster.
times there though, the times are comparable against the front runners.
Yeah, I'm looking at Simo's especially 201s, 202s on that last stint on the soft tyres.
Yeah,
He's running almost at the same pace as Alex and Inman.
yeah. I mean, the races were definitely comparable.
Yeah.
So then, there's
Well,
Alex with the race to win.
yeah, well, I mean, we can only say congratulations to Alex. If he's led from start to finish, it would have been unlikely to see that much more competition. Perhaps they were going to try and sort their positions out on the formation lap, but then trying to do that over the hill isn't going to be easy.
No. Do we just get the race result here? I mean, the best way of doing it, if you look at the grid chart, I mean, there's Alex there. Started on pole. Apart from the pits, he's got fastest lap of a 2:04. I mean, he's had a brilliant race, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think Inman as well, might not have been on exactly the same pace, but also equally very consistent. I don't think I saw him dip much further than below second either. So good job to Alex and Inman today.
So I think what you find though is with this is with that sort of level, you can't make a mistake because
least of all here.
Yeah, because if you make a mistake, there's no coming back. So
yeah, I think ultimately we saw more mistakes, or more serious mistakes out of our guys than we did theirs. We did see Darth and I think the bald guy have a couple spins here and there, but we saw Jonesy get spun around at the coming up the mountain. I think Seth lost it at one point as well, and then he had his connection issue. So
yeah.
It's a shame, really.
Yeah. There was a couple of them, I think, and I think that's where maybe they just need to calm down in these events and just race their normal race because they're quick enough. So, but what I'll do, we'll call it there. Obviously, the lobby's now closed. So, what I want to do is obviously thank for everyone for watching. I want to thank obviously SUPERSQUID for coming along and co-commentating with myself.
Thanks for having me on Backspace. It's been a pleasure.
So, yes, no, thank you for that, and we shall catch you all again soon. So, thank you very much.